So coming into child's pose, sit back on your heels, take your knees wide, and then start walking your fingertips forward. Place your forehead on a block or on a mat if you can reach without allowing your hips to lift up off your heels. Allow your arms to relax for now. And make yourself comfortable maybe by bringing your knees a little bit wider or a little bit narrower. Find your sweet spot here. And then maybe try to make the pose a little bit more active by reaching your arms forward. Reaching through the sides of your body. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and let it out. One more time, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and let it out. Now breathing in and out only through your nose. Breathing in yoga is typically done through the nose unless you have a sinus problem or something that prevents you from doing that. So smooth, deep inhales through the nose. Smooth, long exhales also through the nose. Mindful, controlled breathing throughout the class until we get to Shavasana. About 5 deep breaths here. Arrive on your mat. Leave your day behind. Leave your weekend behind. Settle in with your body and start observing how you feel right now at this moment. On your next inhale, lift your head up off your block if you have it. Remove the block and start walking your hands all the way over to the right. Maybe your hands come off the mat. Plant your forehead back down. Maybe planting your left hand on top of your right hand. Breathe into the deep stretch that you feel in the left side of the body. Breathe into the separation of your ribs. Reaching diagonally across with your left fingertips. Slowly lift your forehead up and walk your hands all the way over to the left. Your hands come off the mat. Maybe plant your right hand on top of your left hand. Deepen the stretch and breathe into the right side of the body. Reach your right fingertips diagonally across. Do anything that feels good. Maybe actively reaching the arm out by lifting your elbow up or allowing yourself to relax. Your choice. Do what feels good right now to the right side of your body. Slowly walk your fingertips back to the center. Walk your hands back to your knees. Sit up tall, sitting back on your heels. We'll start class with 1 Om. Inhale, reach your hands up, palms touch. Gaze up at your thumbs. Exhale, palms come to heart center. One more time like that. Inhale, reach your hands up, palms touch. Gaze up at your thumbs. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Gently drop your shoulders, drop your chin down. Engage your belly button. Exhale all the air out. Take a deep breath in for the Om. Setting an intention for your practice, or maybe dedicating the practice to something or someone who needs it more than you do right now. Open your eyes if you have them closed and roll on to all fours, coming into a tabletop. Spread your fingers wide. Your knees are right below your hips. Knees are hip distance apart. Your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. You're pushing the mat away. Index finger is pointing forward. Push the mat away. Let's take a few cat cows. Inhale, drop the belly. Soften your belly down as you lift your tail up and lift your gaze up like a happy cow. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Exhale, press the mat away, round your back, dome your back. Gaze at your belly button to spine, angry cat. Inhale, happy cow. Soften your belly, lift your tail up, lift your gaze up. Exhale, angry cat. Tuck your tail in and round your back. Separate your shoulder blades in the back as you press your belly button to the spine and the spine to the ceiling. 3 more rounds like this with your own breath. Feel the undulation in your spine. Feel the separation of your ribs and your vertebrae. And feel them come together. Remember that your neck and your tailbone are part of your spine. So maybe exaggerate the movement a little bit more there. Take one more round wherever you are. And then come to a neutral tabletop. Again, sucking in that belly button. Tuck the tail in slightly so that you have a flat back. Push the mat away, spreading your fingers wide like a starfish, index finger pointing forward. Now go ahead and kick your right leg back. Right leg back long and strong behind you. You're either pointing the toes or flexing the foot so that the leg is active. Your choice. And stay here if this is the extent of your balance this evening. If you want more, then you can take your left hand out, your thumb faces the ceiling, reaching towards both ends of the room, reaching the crown of the head forward and your tailbone back with your belly button sucked in, bird dog. Great pose for balance and core stability here. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back to your neutral tabletop, setting it up strong, sucking in that belly button. Let's do the other side now. Kick that left leg back, long and strong behind you. Either point the toes or flex that foot, your choice, keeping the leg active and engaged. And just stay here, breathe. If you want more, take your right hand out, your thumb faces the ceiling. Remember to suck in that belly button. Reach, 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 reach the crown of the head forward, reach your tail back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Puppy pose, Anahatasana. Leave your hips right above your knees as you start walking your hands forward. Walk, walk, walk. Walk to your edge and then melt your heart down, melt your forehead down to the mat. Breathe into the area around your armpit. Breathe into your chest, your shoulders. Keep a slight engagement in your core, your belly button, but allow your heart to melt. Breathe. Anahatasana, heart opening pose or puppy pose. One more breath here. And slowly start walking your hands back. Coming back to your tabletop, let's do a shoulder stretch. Thread the needle. Inhale, lift your right hand up. Follow the thumb with your gaze. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath your left armpit. Reach it as far forward as you can. Drop your right shoulder on the mat. Press the right palm, back of the right hand into the mat. And then go ahead and leave your left hand where it is or reach it forward to the front of the mat. Breathe here. If you want a little bit more of a twist here, you can reach your left hand around and grab a hold of your right thigh. Opening your heart out to the left. Breathe into your shoulder. Left hand comes back in front of your face if you have it anywhere else. Inhale, lift your right hand up one more time, following the thumb with your gaze. Exhale, plant that hand back down. Other side, coming back to your strong tabletop. Inhale, lift your left hand up, following the thumb with your gaze. Exhale, thread the needle, left arm underneath your right armpit, reaching the hand forward as much as you can, pressing down with the back of your hand, and either taking your right arm out to the front of the mat or reach around to take a twist, grabbing your left thigh. Breathe here. Bring your right hand back in front of your face. Inhale, lift your left hand up. Follow the thumb with your gaze. Exhale, plant that hand back down. Let's take a gate pose now. So come up onto your knees. We're going to stretch the side body one more time. Bring your block close by if you have it. I'm going to use a ball as a substitute for a block, but if you have a block, bring that. You can pad your knees if you want with a blanket to give you additional cushioning here. So I'm going to turn and face you guys. You can stay where you are. Reach your right leg out, either pointing your toes to the side or pointing your toes to the front, your choice. We're going to take a side stretch all the way to the right. So on your next inhale, reach your left arm up, left fingertips to the ceiling, creating length. Remember, we created that length in the side body stretch. You're going to use all that length in the left side of the body. And then on your exhale, you're going to lean over to the right, maybe allowing your right hand to slide down your leg. Maybe stay here with your facing front, or maybe turn your heart and gaze up at the ceiling underneath your left armpit. Again, breathing into the stretch that you feel in the entire left side of your body. Reach with your left fingertips, no ballet arms, your biceps are by your ears. Inhale, slowly come back up. Now for a supported side plank or supported half moon. Plant your left hand right underneath your left shoulder. So either you can plant it on the mat or you can use a block and plant it on the block or a book or something. Reach your right hand up. So you're making a T shape with your hands. You can stay here, supported plank, or if you want more, you can lift your right leg up. Keep that right leg active by pointing your toes to the front. Stay here, gazing front, or turn your gaze up. So challenging your balance here and hold it. Breathe. Push the mat away with your left hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Come back up. Let's do the other side. Come back to kneeling and take your left leg out. Either your toes either pointing to the front or pointing to the side, your choice, whichever feels more natural for you. I usually tend to point it forward. On your next inhale, lift your right hand up, right fingertips up to the ceiling, using all that length we created. Reach, biceps by your ears, and then exhale, lean over to the left. Breathe into the deep stretch that you feel in the right side of your body, allowing your left hand to slide down. You can either stay here gazing front or turn your heart up and gaze underneath your right armpit up to the ceiling. Inhale, slowly come back up. Plant your right hand right underneath your shoulder, right shoulder, either on a block or on the mat. Reach your left fingertips up. So you're making a T shape with both your arms. And you can stay here, engaging your core, lifting your hips up. Or if you want more of a challenge, balance challenge, lift your left leg up. Keep that left foot active, toes pointing front. Breathe here. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Come back down, sit back on your heels. For some shoulder stretch, grab your strap or your scarf. You have to use a scarf because donut piece has my strap. So take your strap a little bit, a lot wider than your shoulders, maybe even twice as wide as your shoulders to start with. We're going to do some shoulder mobility exercises. You can tighten the strap later if you find this to be too easy, but you don't want any slack in your strap. So you want to pull it apart almost as if you're trying to rip it. So drop your strap to the knees first, pull it apart, suck in your belly button, sitting up tall, reaching the top of the head, the crown of the head up to the ceiling. On your next inhale, keep tugging at the strap as you lift the strap up overhead. Exhale, drop the strap behind you with straight arms. It may not go very far. Maybe that's as far as it goes for you, or maybe a little bit lower than me. Inhale, come back up to the top. Exhale, drop it all the way down to your knees. 3 more like that. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, keep tugging at the strap as you drop it behind you with straight arms. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, bring it back down to your knees. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale to the front. You feel free to adjust the length of your strap if it's too easy, too tough. Last 2 times, let's do 2 more like this. Inhale, up. Exhale, behind. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. Last time, inhale, up. Exhale, behind. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. And release the strap and relax your shoulders. Reach your arms out as a T, and then left elbow over right elbow, grab opposite shoulders, give yourself a tight squeeze. Tuck your chin in, and lift up. Let's take eagle arms, right elbow over your left elbow. Touch the backs of your hands or wrap it twice and touch your palms together. Press your elbows out as you lift your elbows up to the level of your shoulders. Garudasana arms, eagle arms. Breathe into the separation that you feel at the back of your shoulders, your shoulder blades. It's a great stretch for your shoulders. One more breath here. And release, shake it out, rotate your shoulders back, rotate your shoulders forward, come forward into a tabletop top and tap your toes out just to get the blood circulation back. And go back down, reach your arms out as a T this time. Your right elbow is underneath, left elbow is on top and hug your shoulders in first. And then drop your chin in, take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Eagle arms, if you want more, you can touch the backs of your hands from here or wrap it twice and touch your palms together. Push your elbows out and lift them up to the level of your shoulders while keeping your shoulders down. Don't shrug your shoulders to your ears, but just bring your elbows up to meet the level of your shoulders. Breathe into the separation that you feel in your shoulder blades here. Breathe. Again, sitting up tall. Don't forget the engagement in your core. Don't forget to reach the top of the head up. One more breath here. And release, shake it out. Roll forward into a tabletop one more time and tap your toes out. Let's do one more exercise with the strap. You can try to do it without, release the strap later if it's easy for you. It's cow face arms, Gomukhasana arms. I'm going to turn around and so that you can see my back. So for this, the arm that is up is reaching down between your shoulder blades. So reach your right arm out, take it up and reach it down between your shoulder blades. Push the elbow back and try to slide it down even more with your left hand. And while you keep your right fingertips there, try to internally rotate your left arm and reach around, bend at the elbow and grab a hold of your right fingers. If you cannot grab a hold of your fingers, take that strap, drop it down from your right fingers and grab a hold of the strap with your left fingers. Slowly, you can start walking your fingertips towards each other and release the strap. So either way, either with a strap or just grasping your fingers together, sitting up tall, breathe here. It's a great stretch for your triceps as well as your shoulders here. Breathe. Last deep breath here. And release. Again, shake it out, relax a bit. And then take your left fingertips now bending at the elbow above your head. Drop them in between your shoulder blades. And use your right hand to press that elbow back and slide your fingers down a little bit more between your shoulder blades. Reach your left hand out, internally rotate, which means that you are kind of facing the palm back behind you. Bend at the elbow and try to grab a hold of your right fingers. If you cannot grab a hold of your right fingers, drop a strap down from your left fingers and try to walk your hands up and down the strap. Eventually, your fingers will meet. Breathe here, sit up tall, no rounding in your back. You'll find that one side is a little bit tighter or a little bit more tough than the other. Don't allow your back to round. Maybe just use the strap for now and slowly try to inch your way up to catch a hold of your fingers. Breathe here. Notice where you feel the stretch. Maybe it's different on each side. One more breath here. And slowly release. Release your shoulders, rotate them back, rotate them to the front. And put your strap away. Come back to your tabletop and sit back on your heels for a child's pose. You're going to roll from a child's pose to a cobra a few times. So on your next inhale, lift up and slide onto your belly. Press the tops of the feet down. Press your palms down underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your elbows back. Drop your shoulders from away from your ears as you peel your heart up. Baby cobra. Press the tops of the feet down. Elbows squeezing in by your side. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale. Forehead to mat. 3 more cobra rolls like that. Inhale. Squeeze your elbows by your side. Peel your heart up. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, forehead comes to mat. Last time here, inhale, peel your heart up. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Squeeze your elbows by your side. On the exhale, press back into a tabletop and send your hips back, child's pose. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into your lower back. Slowly come back up. One more time, coming onto your bellies. Sphinx pose. Elbows come right underneath your shoulders. So your elbows are right underneath your shoulders, unless this is kind of doesn't feel too good on your low back, then you would move your elbows a little bit more forward so that you can rest more on your belly. If not, try to keep your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Your arms are, your forearms are parallel to each other, so they are not like your fingers are not reaching for each other, but they're parallel to each other with your fingers spread wide. Pull those elbows towards you isometrically as you press your heart forward. Keep your gaze to the front, keeping a neutral neck. Breathe here in Sphinx pose. Great stretch for your abdomen as well as your lower back here. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Keep this a very active pose by pulling the elbows isometrically towards you. Now tuck your toes in for dolphin plank. Press your palms down, press your elbows down, lift your hips up, squeeze your belly button up to the sky, squeeze your quads in towards each other, hips, shoulders, heels at the same level. If this is tough for you, drop your knees straight down, but keep all that engagement. Breathe here, keeping your gaze in between your wrists. Hold it here for 10, 9, engage your core, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back to a Sphinx pose. One more time, releasing the tops of the feet down. Maybe wiggle your hips out. Breathe into your abdomen. Round 2, Sphinx pose. Dolphin plank, sorry. Tuck your toes in. Lift your hips up. Drop your knees down, but keep all that engagement of the core, engagement of the quads. Breathe here. Keep those legs engaged. I want you to keep pressing your thighs up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back to your Sphinx pose, relax down, breathe into your abdomen, deep breath in, and long breath out. Bring your forearms to stack one on top of each other. Release your forehead to your forearms and wiggle your hips out. Locust pose, Salabhasana. Reaching your arms by your side, palms face down, which means you're touching the mat. Forehead comes down on the mat. Press your hips down. Feel that sense of engagement of your pelvis, your hips on the mat. On your next inhale, peel everything up off the mat, resting on your pelvis. Reach your fingertips back, reach your toes back, Salabhasana, locust pose for 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Wiggle your hips out, maybe pick up your feet and windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Round 2, locust pose. This time, interlace your fingers behind you. Lift your knuckles up off your bum. On your next inhale, press your hips down and peel everything up off the mat, reaching your knuckles back, reaching your toes back, peeling your heart up. Keep your neck neutral, gaze in front of you. Keep it engaged as well for 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Windshield wiper your legs out. Or maybe just wiggle your hips out, whatever feels good now. Releasing your lower back a little bit here. Round 3, let's take Superman locust. Grab your block if you have it. If you don't, you're just going to reach your fingers forward. Either way. Press your hips down. On your next inhale, peel everything up off the mat except your pelvis. Press down with your pelvis and reach your arms as high as you can. Reach your legs back, toes back. Hold it here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Wiggle your hips out. Palms come right underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up. Let's take a traditional child's pose, bringing your knees together, drape your torso over your thighs as you allow your shoulders to melt, your fingertips reach for your toes, palms face up. This is seed pose or traditional child's pose. Just allowing your back to neutralize after that, after those back bends, cobra pose and locust pose. Breathe here. Slowly come up and come all the way up to standing. Let's do a couple of balancing poses and then we'll come back to our stretches. So standing up at the top of your mat. Let's do triangle first and then we'll take it to tree pose. So face the side of your mat. Take your feet about like 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 feet apart. You're going to face your right toes towards the short edge of the mat. There's a heel to arch alignment here. Reach your arms out as a T. You're going to imagine that you're being pressed between 2 panes of glass as you reach forward with your right fingers. So right toes pointing front, left toes pointing to the long edge of the mat. Reach forward without rounding your back as if you're being pressed between 2 panes of glass. And when you cannot reach forward anymore without rounding your back, you drop your fingers where they land, either your shin, your ankle, or maybe your big toe. Spin your heart up, take your left arm up, keep your gaze front, neck engaged, or keep that engagement in your neck as you twist your head and look up towards your left thumb. Breathe here. All these poses where you look up and look down are poses that actually strengthen our neck muscles as well. So there was a yoga teacher at the gym who said, I don't know why we do all these crazy neck twisting in yoga, but there's a reason for that. But just be mindful of like not hurting your neck by not keeping it engaged as you move. Reach your left fingertips up. Breathe here. One more breath. And press your feet down into the mat, engage your core as you slowly come up to standing using your core. Other side, left toes point to the long edge of the mat. Sorry, right toes point to the long edge of the mat, left toes point front to the short edge of the mat. Reach your arms out as a T. Again, imagining yourself being pressed between 2 panes of glass. Bump both hips back as you reach forward with your left fingers. Sorry, mixing up my right and left today. Reach forward with your left fingers. Reach, reach, reach. When you cannot reach anymore without rounding your back, drop your fingers where they land. Twist your heart as you gaze up if you want, or keep your gaze to the front. Reach your right hand up. You can take your gaze up to your right thumb. Breathe. Keep both legs really, really engaged, as if you're trying to rip the mat apart with your feet. One more breath here. Now press down with both feet, engage your core as you slowly come all the way up to standing. Come up to the top of your mat for tree pose. Feet are hip distance apart. Stand up tall, maybe shift your weight back and front for a few breaths just to find your balance. Drop your tail, suck in your belly button. And then shift your balance to your left foot as you bring your right knee up. Rotate the right knee out and then grab a hold of that foot. Place that foot on the inside of your leg, either above or below your knee. You don't want your knee to have any pressure applied to it. So you're going to sit up tall, stand up tall through the left side of your body, which means you don't have any sassy hips. Palms come to heart center. Find your balance using your drishti. Now you can grow your tree any way you want. Maybe reaching your arms up or reaching your arms behind you. Hold it here, 5 deep meditative breaths. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Palms come to heart center. Bring that right knee forward. Kick that right leg out. Hold it here and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake it out. Other side. Find your balance on your left foot as you bring, on your right foot, sorry, as you bring your left knee up. Obviously, I have my right and left mixed up today. Take that, externally rotate the left knee, grab a hold of that foot, plant it either on the above or below your knee, or maybe even use it as a kickstand. Forgot to mention that. Palms come to heart center. Stand up tall through the right side of your body, no sassy hips, which means you're pressing the standing leg into your foot, and grow your tree any way you want. Use your drishti, find your balance, and stay for 5 breaths. Palms come to heart center. Bring that, don't drop that foot like I did. Bring that left knee out to the front. Kick that leg out and lift that leg up. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake it out. You're building a lot of strength in your standing leg when you do tree pose, as well as core strength. So all balancing poses are good that way. Shake it out. Come into chair pose now before we take it down to the floor. So you can keep your feet hip distance apart. We usually do chair pose with big toes touching. But for this variation, just keep your feet hip distance apart. Take your arms out and send your hips back as you squat down. Suck in your belly button and tuck your tail in so that you're not sticking your booty out. Keep sending your hips back. Keep squatting down low. Press the mat away with your feet. Find that engagement with your glutes. Hold it here. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat down a little bit lower. Your thighs are parallel to the mat and they are probably burning. Let it burn for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly come all the way down onto your bum. Butterfly pose. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. Knees fall wide. Use the thumbs and the arches of your feet to open your feet up like a book. You can also do it sitting up against a wall. If you have a wall behind you, you can use the wall to kind of press yourself forward and sit up tall. Again, use a blanket here underneath your hips to sit up tall so that you're not rounding the back. So anytime you find your back is rounding, you can always fold up the blanket to any height. And if you sit on a blanket, it elevates your pelvis a bit so that you can sit up tall. So remember that in like all kinds of seated poses. So butterfly pose here. The closer you bring your feet to your groin, the deeper the stretch. Find a comfortable place for you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in. Reach the top of the head up. Exhale as you start leaning forward. Lean forward with a straight spine as much as you can, and then go ahead and relax your forehead to your toes. Take a deep breath in, and exhale it out. One more breath in, and exhale it out. Last time, breath in, and exhale. Inhale, slowly come back up. Extend your right leg out. Bring the sole of the left foot inside the right thigh. For Janushirasana, head to knee pose. Go ahead and spin to the right so that We can take a twist first before we go into Janushirasana. Remember to keep that right foot active, which means the toes are pointing towards your face and the heel is pressing out so much that it's coming up off the mat. Left fingers on the outside of your right thigh, right fingers behind you. As you twist to the right, gazing over your right shoulder, breathe here. 3 more breaths. Spinning from your belly button, sit up tall. 1 more in here. Exhale, slowly come back to the front. Belly button faces your right knee as you start walking your fingertips forward. Walk, walk, walk. Walk as far as you can. Grab a hold of your shin, your ankle, or maybe the outside of your foot. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale, go ahead and fold over that leg. Breathe into your hamstring. Keep that leg active. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep a hold of your leg wherever it is. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine 1 more time. And release. Other side now, extend the left leg out, keeping that foot active, pointing the toes to your face and pressing the heel out. Go ahead and drop your right knee out, sole of the right foot in the inside of your left leg. Let's take a twist first to the left, bringing your right fingertips on the outside of your left thigh. Spin to the left from the belly button, left fingertips behind you. Gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more like that. Slowly come back to the center. Belly button now faces your left knee as you start walking your fingertips forward. Walk, walk, walk. Now either grab a hold of your shin, your ankle, or maybe the outside of your foot. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold over that leg. Breathe into the back of the leg. Keep that leg active. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep a hold of your leg wherever it is. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale here, and then release. Now bring that right foot on the outside of your left leg again for a variation of a twist, seated twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Plant the entire foot on the mat. So your entire foot is pressing on the mat as we twist to the right. Either hug your knee in or maybe bring your left elbow on the outside of your right knee as you deepen your twist and your stretch. Twisting from the belly button, sitting up tall. Use your right fingers behind you just as a touch point. So don't lean on it. I should be able to lift up your fingers. You're not going to fall. If you don't feel enough of a stretch here, then bend that left knee and bring that left foot close to your bum. Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated twist. Breathe. 4 more deep breaths here. You should feel a deep stretch in your right outer hip here. If not, notice where you feel it. You should feel a stretch in your back as well due to the twist. And slowly come back to the center. Release your right leg out this time and bring that left foot on the outside of your right leg. Hug that knee in, twisting to the left. Plant the entire foot on the mat so that it's not peeling up. Twisting to the left, either hugging the knee in or bringing the elbow on the outside to deepen the stretch. Either stay here or bend the right foot and bring that right foot close to your bum. Breathe here. You should feel a deep stretch in your left outer hip. If you don't feel the stretch there, notice where you feel it. Does it feel good? Notice if this side is maybe tighter than the other side. Slowly come back to the center and release. Extend your legs out. Grab the backs of your thighs and slowly bring your strap with you, bring your block with you. Slowly, if you have your block, you don't need a block. Slowly roll all the way down onto the mat. Take a few supine twists and stretches before we end class. So let's first do like a supine hamstring stretch. So extend your left leg out. Bring your right knee in and loop the strap in the arch of the right foot as you bring your right leg up. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling. Keep that foot active again, which means you're flexing the toes back to your face and pressing the heel up to the ceiling. Notice how that changes the stretch in the back of your leg. The more you press your heel up, the deeper the stretch you should feel in the back of your leg. Try not to hyperextend your right knee. With each inhale, gently maybe straighten that knee without hyperextending it. With each exhale, see if you can pull that right foot a little bit closer to your face. Take both ends of the strap in your right hand and keep your left hand gently on your left hip. Breathe here. Breathe into your right hamstring. With both ends of the strap in your right hand, allow the right leg to fall over to the right. Keep your left hand on your left hip to gently press it down because it wants to rise up as well. Again, keep pressing out with your right heel and breathe into the inside of your leg, your adductors. The closer you bring that foot to your face, the deeper the stretch in the inside of your leg. Slowly bring that leg back up. Now take both ends of the strap in your left hand, reach your right arm out as a T, and twist that right leg over to the left, kind of taking a supine twist variation. Maybe turn your gaze to the right. Again, keeping that right foot active, try to pull the foot closer to your face, which means you're lifting it up. Breathe here. Stacking your right hip now on top of your left hip as you twist. Slowly come back to the center and release the strap from your right foot. Extend the right leg out and let's take the strap on the arch of your left foot as you bring the left leg up. Extend your left leg up. Again, try not to hyperextend the left knee. You want to gently straighten that knee. You can take both ends of the strap now in your left hand as you use your right hand to press your right hip down gently. Press your left heel up to the ceiling to feel the stretch deeper in your hamstring. Keeping that leg active. Now with your right hand on your right hip, allow the left leg to fall open. Breathe into the adductors, the inside of your leg. Slowly come back up. Taking both ends of the strap now in your right hand, reach your left arm out as a T. You're going to twist the left leg over to the right, stacking your left hip now on top of your right hip. Gaze to your left. Supine twist variation here. Keep pulling that foot closer to your face if you can. Don't yank it, but gently. Breathe into your QL here, quadratus lumborum. Breathe into your outer hips. Slowly come back to center. Release the strap. Did a lot of stretching today. We'll just do one bridge pose to kind of strengthen our glutes. So if you have that block, squeeze the block in between your thighs, feet a hip distance apart. You should be able to graze the back of your heels with your longest finger. Press your feet down on your next inhale. Lift your hips up. Keep squeezing that block in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Maybe roll one shoulder under then the other. Interlace your fingers underneath you. Press your knuckles down to lift your hips up even more as you squeeze your block in. If you don't have the block, imagine making that action. Hold it here and breathe. 5 deep breaths. Keep pressing your hip bones up. Keep shooting your tail forward. Imagine that straight line from your knees to your hips to your shoulders. Last deep inhale here. Lift your hip bones up. Exhale, lower down the vertebrae by vertebrae. Your tailbone comes down last. Remove the block. Take your feet as wide as the mat and windshield wiper your legs from side to side, allowing your lower back to release. I have 2 options for you for Shavasana today. Either a supported bridge with your block or use your blanket to bring legs up the wall. So let me show you legs up the wall first. So bring your blanket underneath your hips, fold it a few times so that you have a good height. And then slowly bring your legs up. Release your shoulders. Notice if you have it cinched. Allow your arms to relax by your side. Keep your legs soft, no engagement at all. Just allow the weight of your hips to release down. Allow the weight of your chest to release down and relax here. If you don't like this, then just take your legs wide and take Shavasana. Option 2, you can take supported bridge, which means you bring your block underneath your hips in the fleshy part, right underneath your tailbone, I guess. And then just stay here, allowing your shoulders to relax. If you want more, you can extend your legs out even and allow it to relax. Kind of a really nice, gentle, heart opening pose here to be in supported bridge. This should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, just go back to Shavasana. Stay here for a few minutes in silence and start noticing how you feel. How do your shoulders feel now? Start taking stock from top to bottom. How do your hips feel? How does your chest feel? How do your legs feel? Noticing everything here. Let go of any control you have over your breath. Let go of any control you have over your body and allow it to simply relax, surrender, and melt down into the mat.